Okay, what's next, Rob?
It's good. You know, we're here in Venice. Just got my hair cut. I feel much happier now. It's been a long day already, so let's head down there. Let's get a coffee, a little espresso or something, and then I feel good. We'll get into the gym, have a good workout.
Okay, Rob, tell us what got you inspired in your life.
Okay, this I think is where the starting point was for me. So I remember the moment. I was 14 years old. By the way, I've got a younger sister, so I never had an older brother to look up to. I had an older cousin who was 4 years older. He was very proactive in sports, windsurfing, skiing. So I think it was an identity that I was looking for, that older brother, kind of that person. And so when I was 14, it was that sort of those awkward years from being a kid to now you're a teenager to sort of becoming a man. So I'd be getting these workout magazines, the Men's Health and the Muscle and Fitness and the Flex, and I wanted to be like the guy on the cover, because in my eyes that was the Greek god, the body, and he was on the cover of a magazine, and you know I wanted that. So I had this Men's Health magazine. It was about biceps and six-pack abs, and fortunately for me, my mum and dad's window cleaner, because back in England we have a window cleaner who would come every 2 weeks and clean the windows because it's always raining there, so they're always dirty. But he was a world champion powerlifter. His name was Bob Campbell, and he worked out, and I knew that. So I went outside. He was just coming down from the ladder, from cleaning the top windows, and I hold the magazine out to him, and I just said, "How do I get this?" Didn't know anything about training, nutrition when I was a kid, and you know that day in the afternoon, he told me, you have to train the whole body. You can't just get biceps, you can't just get your six-pack abs. He goes, I'll tell you what, ask your mum if she'll take you down to our local gym, our weight training club. The very next day, I got my mum to drive me down there. And when I say a weightlifting club, it's nothing like a gym that you see me in now, these like big fancy gyms. I'm talking about a 30-year-old. It was an old Scouts hut. I mean, literally the weight training equipment the paint was peeling off, nothing was really bolted to the floor. It was a dump. Yeah. It was. But that was my entry into manhood kind of thing. And my mum looked at me and she kind of gave me a look as if, are you sure you want me to leave you here? But I just knew it was right for me. Everyone there I was the youngest by like 10 years. These were old, grown-ass men. Teeth missing, shaved heads, these are like old school bodybuilders. But they taught me the fundamentals. They taught me about proper exercise cadence, exercise techniques, form, long before I started to really get into it myself. So from an early foundation, I had a good understanding, had a great support network of these bodybuilders teaching me how to build the ideal physique. And I mean, the rest is history. From there, I just really got into it. Did my first competition at 21. Through a combination of being very lucky, fortunate, but also putting in the hard work, I was 21. I won my first show. Did a whole bunch of competitions for 2 years. Ended up doing one show in Hollywood in America, winning that one. And then that's where everything started to fall into place. I knew that I didn't quite know what, but I knew that I wanted to do fitness. I wanted to, more than just train people, I wanted to showcase my journey. I wanted to break down everything that I had learned, that I knew had delivered for me. And I mean, 10 years later, I'm still here in America, doing something that I never imagined that I would be doing, let alone wanted to be. This didn't exist 14, 15 years ago. Social media didn't exist. You know, the internet was only 5 years old or so. So I guess it's fair to say I was one of the early adapters of certainly YouTube. My background was video production, but I wanted to marry the two and to to show them. I wanted to tell that 14-year-old boy, me, but to everyone else, look, you may not be blessed with amazing genetics. You may not want to take drugs and do what a lot of people of that time may have been doing, but you can still make tremendous gains. You can still kind of get right up there close to the top. You can be on magazine covers, you can win competitions, you can learn what you want about nutrition and training and put it to use. And I wanted to show me that, look, if I could do it, there's no reason anyone else couldn't. I just had the right time and the right knowledge. So if I can distill that information and put it back out there where other people can benefit from it, that's by and large a big part of what I see my role, my responsibility, my commitment back to fitness as that's my role. So what inspires me to come full back circle, it's the passion. It's the passion of, here's what it is. It's like getting a model car kit when you're a kid, and for me it was the AC Cobra or the classic muscle cars, and having everything there and you build it yourself, and then you end up with this just incredible piece of work. And I see the body like that too, not in a narcissistic way, but just in a, if I want to be that kind of person, I can read more, I can train my mind, I can cut my hair, I can look after my skin, but as far as the physique, I have to put in the work, and to do that I have to have the knowledge. So it was an exciting sort of very personal journey for me, because I was becoming that older brother that I never had. And I think that's really what it comes down to. It was establishing that identity early on and running with it, to the point where when I was at 15, I was at physical education, PE class at school, and all the other 15-year-olds who looked like 15-year-olds would look at me and start to go, hey, how do you do that? And when I felt like I had a one-up on them, like all the cool kids at school, I felt like I had the information that they wanted. That set something off inside of me, and I just wanted more of that. And I think it was to have in the loose sense, to have the power of that knowledge, the information, and be able to give it to other people was very, very rewarding and very humbling. And that's, to this day, what I try and think of whenever I'm doing videos or speaking to people, is wanting to give them something that they feel I've encouraged and enabled them to go on and do something bigger. Anyway, my coffee's getting cold, so I'll drink this.
Okay, you ready to hit the gym after this coffee?
This is a quad espresso, just 4 shots.
Perfect.
No pre-workout needed, but about halfway through, we'll get some BCAAs into the mix. We'll get a little bit of glutamine BCAAs, because I want to get the amino acids into my muscles whilst I'm training. So yeah, I'm feeling good now. We'll go hit the gym hard, do some weight training session, get the arms pumped, and then get a little bit of cardio and abs in there at the end, and we'll finish strong.
BCAAs and hit the gym.
If I don't ever fall, hey stranger, wanna know me?
Here we are then, back at Gold's Gym. Little workout today. I'm going to do some triceps, superset like tricep exercises with extension and press movements. Once triceps are really pumped up because they're the bigger muscle group, I'm going to move on to biceps, focus on that long head and short head, and then towards the end we'll just throw some forearms in there, superset, and put a little circuit together so we hit tris, bis and forearms, and let's get a little warm up going first.
Empty cups, ashtrays flooded. We talk of habits, the hearts we stare. With the blue moon, I saw through you. Cold eyes in a distant stare. Don't you ask me what my tattoos mean, 'cause they ain't for you.
Little tricep warm up. So what I was doing there, I was doing an extension with some French extensions or skull crushers. But here's what I like about skull crushers. Instead of having the arm at a right angle to the floor, I have it a little bit more of a 45-degree angle. Therefore, as I flex my elbow and extend, I've always got tension on that long in the medial head. So it's a great stretch, therefore a good warm up for the triceps. I've supersetted that with some behind the back bench dips. So more of a press movement along with an extension, and then just some light stretching. stretching out the tricep by putting down on a pole behind. Elbow joints feel good, so now I'm going to go on and really get some heavy weight on it with the tricep press downs, more of a mass builder. Then we can start to work in some detail and be nicely warmed up for the bicep.
And they ain't for me. I ain't getting over anyone at all. You can't pick me up if I don't ever fall. Hey stranger, wanna know me truly? Step closer, it's a broken spell. Keep me up, make me feel something. Maybe then I could show and tell.
Tricep press downs. This is a great machine. I like the machine because I can load a lot of weight up. So very early on in my arm workouts, this is exercise number 2, but it's the first main work set because the first one, the extensions, was still a warm up. So early on in the workout, I want to load up and lift and manage as much weight as I can. And these tricep seated push downs allows me to put a lot of load, a lot of weight through my triceps. Hence why this is one of the best mass builders for triceps. So get the bigger lifts done early on in the workout after a warm up, and then once you kind of hit the threshold, then you can start to work your way through more of the isolation, machine or cable exercises. So let's go check out a cable press down, a few different variations, then finish off with a little isolation work before moving on to biceps. Sets here with tricep press down. No real difference in weight. At this point in the game, I'm allowing fatigue to catch up with me. I've already hit my threshold with the heavier weights. There's only so long into the workout that I can keep trying to push heavy. So midway through for that muscle group, triceps, I'm going to maintain that sort of a heavy weight and just do 3 if not 4 sets of the same rep. Fatigue is going to catch up with me, and where I'm working at is to be able to push past and get 1 or 2 reps beyond the point at which I fatigue. But this is definitely pushed me. 2 more exercises, I'm going to superset them. We'll do a dumbbell kickback, real nice squeeze and contraction in the tricep, and I'll probably just superset them with like just an overhead dumbbell extension. So let's finish that off, and then arms are feeling really good to move on and start getting all of that blood pulled round into the front of my arm now.
Left no number, cut my hair like the autumn leaves.
About halfway through mid-workout, let's get some BCAAs, about 10 grams of BCAAs for the rest of my workout. Even though I don't have a shaker cup, just kind of we get by, we use whatever we need to. So an old sports bottle here, BCAA, water, now we're good, let's get on.
Under covers, I showed myself. I'm the secret you just can't keep. Don't you ask me what my tattoos mean, 'cause they ain't for you, and they ain't for me. I ain't getting over anyone at all. You can't pick me up if I don't ever fall. Hey stranger, wanna know me truly? Step closer, it's a broken spell. Keep me up, make me feel something.
Okay, that's triceps done. Little recap on triceps then. So, little warm up, 2-3 exercises, no more than 5 minutes. Went on to the bigger, heavier compound type movements, the press down. Then on to some cables, full extension, full range of motion, so I can really engage the muscle and squeeze the arm when it's at full length. And then don't underrate tricep kickbacks, either with a cable or dumbbells, either as single arm or dual. I feel it hits a part of the muscle with the kickbacks that you can't really get from any other tricep exercise. So even though there's a lot of machines about, cables, and it's kind of mentally psychs you up to lift more weight. Tricep kickbacks definitely deserve a place within your tricep workout. And I'm just supersetting that kickback movement with another dual hand overhead extension. Arms are feeling pumped. My elbow joint and all the tendons are feeling nicely warmed up as well. So whilst I've still got a really good pump in my arms, I'm going to move on. Maybe just 2 combo exercises for biceps. Again, focusing on the long head with elbows at the side and short head, elbows round in front. So let's get to it.
Your fingertips on my skin. There's nothing that I wouldn't give to keep this love alive. We gave it all, we gave it up. The chemistry was not enough. Oh, we just collide. I hate myself when I say.
Every now and again, I'll pull out something like this from the bag. I call it a surfing the rack. Could be technically it's a triple drop set or a tricep. But my point is, I'm now with a new muscle group. We've hit triceps hard, I'm onto biceps. My arms are already warmed up. Biceps are being worked as an ancillary muscle, an opposing muscle group to my triceps. So I don't need to warm them up. Did a couple of intermediate sets, then I went heavy enough to get some good form and really feel that contraction. So this final set on my arm curl, call it the Goldilocks effects. You got the big, you got the medium, and you got the little. With that little one on that 3rd drop set, whew, that's the one that kills me. And I was just saying, I could sleep right now. I feel drained, I'm tired. But look at what we're doing. We're putting the work in. It's still a good workout, even though mentally you might not be on that same level. And this goes back to what I was saying in my last video that we filmed here. And that is, not every workout is going to be as good as you expect or as good as the last workout. But don't base that as your marker. This isn't not a good workout just because I'm not feeling as revved up, as motivated. I'm still going through it. So that's the take-home message. Go through the motions. Some days you're going to be able to push it a little bit higher. Other days you're not. You're going to feel a little bit more tired, maybe less motivated. That doesn't mean you should walk away. Find something different to do, switch it up, keep on pushing through. So let's move on and do some incline dumbbell curls to really stretch out the bicep head and target that long head on the outer part. Am I doing dumbbell curls on an incline bench? It comes down to this, angles. By changing it from vertical angle to 30, 40, 45% back, there's a lot more strain on my bicep. Up here, this is the strain, it's a vertical one against gravity. Now, I've got a constant working against gravity as I curl up to overcome that force. So by taking the shoulders back at more of an incline, there's a lot more stress always on that bicep. So here, maximum tension on the bicep. If I'm sat upright, there's less so. So it comes down to angles and working the muscle group, the bicep in this example, through a fuller range of motion, and that's exactly what I've been doing on this exercise. Stuck with the same weight, 9, 10, 11, 12 reps, whatever I can manage from that, and not cheating too much. You see, the final rep, I'm sort of trying to lift that weight up, but then I'm sort of bringing in a negative. I'm resisting the weight more so from falling back down. So a lot of different forces at play within this workout, a lot of different angles, and I'm just having fun with the techniques. As you see, I'm not writing it down, I'm going off memory. I've been doing it long enough to kind of know what I need to do to work that muscle. And if you have a look at the previous workouts, it's the same kind of style, but it's still different. There's still subtle differences within the workouts and the techniques. With that being said, we're going to move on, hit some cables, and then finish off with some more isolation for the biceps. Then that's tries and bis done.
Love me one more time. I will miss you torn apart.
in today's arm workout. Compound movements, barbells, cables, dumbbells, isolation as well. Don't forget when you're training a muscle group, any muscle group, whether it's chest, back, legs, arms, that just because we often train them together doesn't mean that you can't train them independently. The benefit of isolating and working your arms independently, twofold. One, you tend to highlight any weaknesses, whether it's you've got a stronger arm, a more dominant muscle group, therefore you need to focus more on that weaker side, or you just find that you sort of have a muscle imbalance and you're able to perform the exercise easier on that one, which highlights what's going on with the left arm. So two things to keep in mind when you're training independently. Arm curl, we get to support the arm, so all of that effort is kind of done by the short head of the bicep, short head being this thicker under muscle just because of how it inserts to the body. So lots of variations, even though muscles typically with biceps, it's a bicep, there's two heads. People think dumbbell curls and a barbell curl is about it. That's not true. Lots of angles are needed to really stimulate and maximize the growth in the bicep. Hence why you see me do a lot of exercises with my arms. Even though I'm not doing that much volume, I'm just adding a lot of variety. Speaking of which, I did say I'm gonna hit the forearms. They've been worked a little bit with the biceps, but now I just wanna go and do a circuit for forearms, a couple of reverse easy bar curls, and then do some wrist and reverse seated wrist curls, just to get the forearms a little bit of love and not let them lag behind. So, okay with that. So forearms are much like calves and the abdominals in the sense that they can take a punishing because they're more of a slow twitch muscle fiber. They're an endurance muscle fiber. So calves, forearms, abdominals, they get worked a lot all of the time. Unlike bicep, back, quads, chest, which kind of get pumped up pretty quickly and then don't have as much endurance. So the key to really stimulating forearms is volume, intensity. I like to do a circuit, 2 or 3 different exercises. You saw me doing the reverse easy bar curl, which hits this area of the arm. Then some reverse dumbbell wrist curls. A little bit lower down, you can see the muscle working there. There's a difference between reversing the arm up like this, so this chunk of the muscle has to assist to the wrist moving. And then if I rotate round, we're doing this one. It's the bulk of the sort of the underside of the muscle. So variation, volume and intensity when it comes to forearms, as with calves and abs. And rep range, I'm hitting more than I would for large muscle groups, 15, sometimes 20 repetitions. And for a circuit, normally 3 circuits. So it's very easy to hit your forearms and abs, and even calves and abs, 15 minutes at the end of every other workout. Therefore, you're not letting them fall behind as far as stimulating them and actually working them within the muscle. So there's no excuse. Get your forearms in at the end of the arm workout, get your calves in at the end of a leg workout. Abs, they can be done around cardio time or after something like a back or chest workout. There is no excuse. On that note, I'm gonna go get cleaned up, get my shake, and I'll see you guys outside.
Before we lose this,
Workout done. It was a good workout. It was a great workout, actually. Listen, like I said in there, even if the mentality, the focus, the energy may not be there from past workouts, if you find yourself going in, don't let that distract you. Don't let it hold you back. My advice would be find something different to do. Don't try and push through and do the same workout and try and match when you had a great workout. If you're not feeling that, change the direction. Doesn't mean go off and do a full body circuit or go out for a run instead, although if that's what you feel like, do it. What I mean is find a different route to get you to that same destination. I was training arms. if I didn't have the same energy to be able to do the same exercises that I did the last week, I'm gonna find different exercises to do. I might find just cables and superset them, or do more drop sets, or do lighter weights and do a circuit. What I'm saying is, if you don't have that same intensity, just find a different way of doing it. Get to that same destination, but from a different route. So use more cables, use a lighter weight, and do a circuit. The workouts don't and shouldn't be the same as they did before. So on that note, had my BCAAs in there, a little coffee before that you saw, just a scoop and a half of whey protein. I'm gonna eat again in about an hour, and we'll see you guys back here real soon. Take care.